I believe in respect. Respect is something I think that is essential to making a healthy and orderly outlook on the world and all of the people in it. It keeps us from hurting other people and fighting with them or putting them down because they have different opinions. It shows that even if I don't agree with someone, I will put up with them because I respect them and their right to free beliefs. I believe in respect and remembering to respect other people even if you don't agree with them because of a trip I went on to Washington, D.C. over the summer. On our family vacation, I met my mom's cousin. While she was there, my mom and her got to talking about all the times they spent together as kids. This brought up how close my age was to her daughter and was saying how wonderful it would be for me to come and stay with them for about a week in their house in DC. So, a week later, I was shipped off on my first airplane ride without anyone else, and we drove to their house. The next day, we went out to go on a Capitol tour and eat lunch. If you don't know already, DC is pretty crowded, and most people travel by the metro, which is basically the subway but cleaner. We were no exception. The first time was pretty overwhelming because all of the people and noise, but I noticed that no one seemed to care. They did this every day all day, so why would they? But still, I found it interesting that there seemed to be unsaid rules that everyone followed, and by the explanation from my mom's cousin, it seemed like they did not like when people ignored or did not know them. For example, we had to stay on the left-hand side of the escalators if we were standing, and the right-hand side if we were walking. Only the people getting on the very next train could stand up in the front next to the caution signs. We were on the train. We didn't sit next to strangers at all costs, even if it meant standing up and holding on to the handle things. But these things were all rules that everyone had grown accustomed to, and everyone respected each other when they all worked together not to make the metro a huge mess of running people and big. They all silently looked on, not bothering each other and not bothering to notice differences between everyone. We were all just people going to where we needed to be, and no one could care less whether you came onto the train wearing a suit or a giant bear costume. And when we walked in the streets, I noticed all the people who had come to and fro and passed by without a glance. Even when a homeless person was found sleeping on a bench or some crazy man with signs came along screaming and shouting about who knows what, they didn't even flinch. Everyone was so used to these things and so accustomed to these things. They were like thousands of little ants wandering along doing their jobs and not being bothered by any stick or leaf or giant foot in their path. They all just went around it and it wouldn't bother them because they had much more important things to do. They all silently respected the homeless man by letting him sleep instead of telling him he had to go somewhere else, and not getting confrontational with the person holding the signs, because everyone is living a different life with different beliefs, and even if not consciously, they respect. The people of DC are all quite diverse, and they all have lived different lives, and have different experiences that no one can ever know just by looking at them, and so they aren't bothered by others' presence, but can respect that their presence. It is true, most of them simply don't have time to worry about other people as they rush along with speed only achieved by true hurry. But in a way, that was respecting other people around them. People all stood side by side, and even though they didn't know each other, they all gave some sign of respect if their eyes met another, whether it be a nod or a small smile. The tolerance of everyone else around us is a powerful choice, and even if it isn't a choice chosen consciously, it still makes the difference. Disbelief.